make sure your mic's on and we're ready.
This is the 4th, right? Mm-hmm. All right. I want to call the meeting of the DeKalb County Council Tax Abatement Subcommittee to order for August the 4th, 2026. First item of business is to approve the minutes from our June 10th meeting.
Move to approve.
A motion to approve, and I'll second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same. That motion's carried. So that is done. Business that we have before us today is a tax abatement proposal for a Volcraft project in the St. Joe, Spencerville, Spencer Concord town. So we have with us Michael Mayhall. Michael, would you like to come up to the podium here and explain to us about your project?
Locations, probably
The value or the cost of the real property and the personal property is?
our board approved.
Thank you. Appreciate that. With the with the location still to be determined, that the actual cost of the real property is around $26 million, and the cost of the personal property I think was around $28 million, and then we had contingency in there to get up to the $59 million. So we have a construction group that looks at the project and determines a certain percentage of contingency based on our history of doing these types of projects.
The property is something that Volcraft already owns.
We own the property, that particular parcel. I'm going to be at the St. Joe meeting this Thursday for the rezoning committee meeting that they have, because currently we have a few locations on site that we would like to put it. The most ideal is currently not zoned for industrial yet, but it is property we own. But we have a few different locations that it could go if that didn't work.
And it is right next to
it is literally right next to. If you look at the map of our property, the parcels, there's just a lot of parcels all right next to each other, but it's exactly right beside. It's tied into the same place where we store our finished goods for joist and deck right now. That's the same area we would store these finished goods. So it's tied in right next to it.
We do. I did have maps printed.
Gotcha.
So we see all the property that you do have.
Right. Yep.
So, and then as far as employment, what does this project do to your employment numbers?
Yeah. So initially we would hire a manager of this operation, and then we would hire some leadership for the different crews that would operate here. We would mimic the process of our Texas plant right now, but we would just start up at a smaller scale. So initially it would be 20 to 25 new teammates that we would hire on that would get things started on a first shift operation. Currently today, our Texas plant runs 4 crews 24/7. It's closer to 70 plus teammates that they have. That would obviously be our long-term goal, is to grow our share in the Midwest and Northeast and then get up to running that operation around the clock and maximizing the utilization of those assets. But initially, we're expecting minimum 20 to 25 teammates.
What is the actual product?
So it's steel grating. Like if you've seen when you're walking on a catwalk that's made out of steel, it's that lower portion that's supporting you, that span across there. So it takes sheet coil that you might see going down the road on a truck. It slits it into 1 to 2 inch widths, and it rotates it sideways and runs it through a machine and stamps down bar on top to weld it all together into a grid pattern, and then it cuts it out to length to go into anywhere that needs to have the grading put down. A lot of that will go to a warehouse in different areas in the Midwest and Northeast to be redistributed later, and about 20% of it will do some fabrication on site that's going to go directly into a project. We've seen a huge demand, especially with data centers and nuclear facilities lately, for this type of product.
Dave, do you have any questions?
No, I don't.
I think, as I told you earlier, there's been some change in how tax abatement is actually done in Indiana from the legislature last year. Mm-hmm. So there's not a lot of change with the real property piece, and so we'll go through that one first.
Yep.
But then I probably want to talk a little bit more about the business personal property because of the big changes that happened to property taxes really happened with that.
Gotcha.
Now there is a minimum, anything below $2 million does not have business personal property, which it always has had in the past. And so we'll want to look at that, how that's going to change what our numbers would be. There's also no longer a floor. Before, you could never depreciate anything below 30%. Mm-hmm. So now that's put a time frame or a time constraint on these tax abatements that didn't exist before.
Makes sense.
So, all right, if I can find some glasses here, let's do the real property first. And just for those people that are watching or could be watching online, we've had a point system that we developed a number of years ago. So we had some criteria, and it was objective criteria on how we would award this versus before it was just totally subjective. Mm-hmm. So now we're trying to put a little bit of some constraints around it. Let's see here. All right, the first question is existing industrial facility, acquiring new production machinery, IT equipment, or recycling equipment. How do we want to count that, Dave? I mean, Volcraft is there, but what they're building is new.
It's a whole new product and facility. We're just doing it on campus.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so you want to give it the full 2?
Yep.
And then existing industrial facility with addition of manufacturing space, another 2?
Yes.
Existing but vacant industrial facility occupying and starting up operations with new machinery, and I would say 0 on that one. Mm-hmm. New research and development facility, that's no. Corporate or regional office? No. And new industrial facility, I'll give that the full 3?
Yes.
All right. Total capital investment subject to the abatement. And we're going to give 0.5 points for each $100,000 of investment up to 20 points maximum. Now, let me find my phone. Where is my phone?
We're going want to go with the net value of 48 million
Yeah.
on this?
Yeah, well, I think we gotta just look at the real property, and that number is. Estimated value of the current project is $28 million. Am I reading that right, Michael? The real property?
On real, yeah, 28 million, that's right.
All right.
Pardon?
I think you're right.
Yeah.
Yep, it is gonna be the full 20. All right. 0.25 for each new job created, up to 10 points maximum. And we're looking at,
20 to 25?
want to use the number 25?
Yeah.
I got 20 on the form, so we're gonna have to use 20. That good?
That's fine, yeah. Good, conservative number.
So 5 points on that one. All right. And the average, and I'm seeing that what you're proposing, the wages will be equal to what they're already making in the
Yeah.
other parts.
That's correct. We took one of our Joyce lines that had almost an identical makeup of entry level to supervisor to manager to accounting, all of those aspects, and used that same average for this.
Okay.
So it should be almost identical.
Okay, good. All right, and that is 5255. Well, that's gonna be 4 points.
4 points on that
That's-
one.
And the average fringe benefits for new hourly jobs resulting from the project. And what would you say the fringe benefits are for, as a percentage of their hourly pay?
We estimated $30,000 a year. I'm sorry, I didn't go back and fill that in. So whatever that is, yeah, 30%.
30%?
3?
30?
No, 1, I'm sorry.
That's a 1. All right, comprehensive plan, does the proposed project contribute to the development goals of DeKalb County Comprehensive Plan? And I believe it does.
Yes.
That is yes. Longevity in DeKalb County, 0.25 for every 10 years, up to 5 points maximum. How long has Nucor been in?
54.
Huh?
54.
54, well, I'd say you're gonna get the full 5.
Yeah.
Hoping for another 54.
Well, and when I made a list of all the property that Nucor and Volcraft have in the county.
Yeah.
And between St. Joe and Waterloo, I mean, a big share of property.
54 years. It was 1972.
So we'll make it 1.35.
1 point what?
1.35. Community participation support. Applicant has provided satisfactory documentation of active support, participation in community projects and organizations. And I think you have been involved in.
Did y'all get that? We have a committee across all the divisions that kind of manage that and keep track of it. I could touch on a few different ones, but if you just
No, I can't.
It's
You want to
little.
try to read some of that?
Do you have the one-page thing too, like what it's showing?
I put a couple of the bigger ones that are more consistent year over year.
They're very active in the community,
Yeah, without a doubt.
so. 1 point.
All right, so 1 point there. Will this project, infrastructure impact, will this project require DeKalb County to spend public funds for required infrastructure? The County Road 60, any need for improvements to the roads around Vulcan? You're already bringing in and taking out
Right.
large amounts, so.
Yeah, no, sir, we actually recently redid that ourselves a few years ago. We put in our new truck shop, and this will share the same entrance as that. So it's the newest drive we have. We'll be adding our own well for additional water, and we'll be tying into the same culvert for rainwater prevention, pollution prevention. So nothing should need any new improvements for public funds.
Now, Ballcraft plant on the St. Joe sewer system?
It is.
And so would this plant go on that
It
sewer?
would feed into the same one, yes. Mhm.
All right, so, all right, will this project require DeKalb County to spend public funds for required infrastructure?
No,
Say
that'd be
no.
a 0. No, just blank,
Will this project require public assistance, grants, loans, bonds, in addition to tax abatement?
No.
No, for that one. And will this project increase the flow of traffic in the surrounding area to an unacceptable level?
I would say so. The delivery, our drivers leave in the morning pretty early for joist, and we do the same thing here for grading. They usually go out, take a right, and hit that main at 50 there. So we wouldn't be going into any of the heading towards St. Joe at all.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know how to determine unacceptable or not, but that'd be kind of the flow of traffic to keep what we've currently been doing.
So we're gonna give that a 0.
Yeah.
All right, now this zoning impact. Will the proposed project increase the density of the project area to an unacceptable level? I would say no. I mean, looking at that, I mean, we're not, that would be housing. Something would bring in a large number of people. You are going to have 20 extra employees there, possibly more in the future, but I think everything is of sufficiently sized that can handle all of that without.
I think so. 4 or 5 years ago, our team was about 100 more than it is currently, just because of the market, and we didn't have any issues then. So I think there's a good level of fluctuation that it can handle.
Okay. So 0 there. Is the project compatible with surrounding land uses? And of course, I know now that this is in the new St. Joe ETJ.
It is.
Extraterritorial jurisdiction. I know that it's currently zoned, has the county zoning of agriculture, bare land, but all of the other new core Bullcraft, this is all right in the same area. It's not going yards or miles away from that to change the character, so I think it just
Yes.
stays
would
right
be a
within it.
0.
So, yep, so 0. Will the project site require rezoning? Yes.
If it's that particular parcel, we have a location picked that is already zoned for industrial, right next to our substation, but our preference would be in that other parcel. So it wouldn't necessarily be a deal breaker, but we would prefer to put it in that other parcel, which we would need to get rezoned, and we have a meeting to do that this week.
Minus
Michael?
1.
Yeah, -1, I don't think it's
Yeah.
gonna hurt it that much, so.
I'd say keep it there, yeah.
All right. Late application, project started before the application was submitted.
That's a
and
0.
That is a 0.
Okay, 4
And
points.
the touchy one, but it has to be asked, it's part of this, because everybody always asks it. Would you do this project if you did not receive the tax abatement?
No, we would not. The other locations, their input cost relative to the returns are much better. And it has a very sensitive IRR over 10 years.
Okay.
Based on the preliminary numbers we shared with our board, that completely changes it, whether it goes here or it goes in West Virginia or Texas.
Okay. So we do that with a 0?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so let's add all these up. You got all the numbers? 39.35. So that would bring itself to a 10-year tax abatement. So I am happy with that. Any numbers that we might want to change, or?
39.35. Doesn't get
You're not in the right form.
Why not?
No. It's all the same questions, pretty much, but I think you're on the real property. Yeah, you got the personal property. Here. For 20 points, get you 10 years, so. All right, so, and I think Colin's got the information, we can put these in later to see what effect this has, but I think this does qualify for a 10-year tax abatement on the real property. So with that, let's go to the personal property. And there we go. Now, in order to be consistent, I think if we use the numbers that we just chose for the real property, so many of these questions are the same. For questions 1 through 6, existing industrial facility, we gave that a 2. Existing industrial facility with additional manufacturing space, we gave that a 2. For number 3, existing but vacant industrial facility, we gave that a 0. New research and development, we gave it a 0. New corporate regional office, we gave that a 0. And new industrial facility, we gave that a 3.
Correct.
Now, it's a half a point for every $100,000 in investment in personal property. And the personal property number is?
It is, yeah.
No, I thought it was a different number.
I left off there's an additional 3 million of contingency on top of the total project to get it up to 59 million. But yeah, it's actually the same equipment
Okay, well,
costs
if it's
and
the same, then we can use the same thing.
building.
So we gave it 20
Correct.
points there. New job creation, 0.25 for each new job created, up to 10 points maximum.
Give it a 5.
And we gave that a 5. And in the average wage, that was over 29, we gave it a 4. And for average fringe benefits, we gave that a 1. Under number 3, we gave it a 1. Comprehensive plan, we gave that a
1.
1, and a longevity in DeKalb County had a 1.35. Community participation and support, we gave that a 1. And then
0. for the
zeros
1, 2, 3.
from there down to,
Number 2
will the
is,
project site require rezoning, and that is in -1.
right.
And then late application, that was a 0, so what's that total out to, Susan?
That was a 39.
Okay. All right, so that gets you 9 years on that. All right. Comfortable with those numbers, 9 years?
I am.
As I suggested earlier, since there's no longer a floor on being able to depreciate out the equipment, that is the one thing I think we should find out. What would the depreciation schedule be? I want to be fair to you, but I don't want to give you so much tax abatement that you depreciate the
Right.
equipment out to zero
Absolutely.
before we ever tax any of it. So,
And this is specifically on the equipment, right?
yes.
How we would depreciate the equipment.
Yes.
Yep.
There are some changes on the real property side, but not much. And this, just in the piece of property that you're looking at, developing, the increase is gonna be up to $28 million. Currently, the assessed value of that piece of property is $116,800. So we're going to increase the assessment on that property considerably.
Right.
So I'm happy with that. So with that being said, Colin, 10 years on the tax abatement, real property, and 9 years on the personal property. What does that do for us?
Both values at 20.
Yeah.
So on the real property, I'm assuming we're scaling this down, so 10 years, 100%, 90%, 80.
Yes, we chose a number of years that we never used to have the ability. It was always a fixed, like 5, 8, 10 years. And then the legislature changed and said, you guys can do what you want. So you had some people given 100% the first year, 50% the second year, and all over the board.
Gotcha.
We got into an issue where that was actually showing some favoritism. There was no justification for why you were choosing the deductions that you were picking. We decided to just go straight line.
Sure. Makes sense.
On the real property, then it'd be about total tax savings. The number would be about $1.83 million on the real property. On the 9-year for the personal property, looking at about $579,000.
And that's over the 10-year or 9-year period.
Correct.
Comfortable with that, Dave?
I'm comfortable with it.
Well, then I would entertain a motion that we recommend to the council next Wednesday that we give tax abatement to the Volcraft project of 10 years tax abatement on the real property and 9 years tax abatement on the personal property.
So moved.
Second it, and all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same. That motion is carried. Michael, thank you very much, and glad that you're going to be here. I'm glad you're going to increase your footprint in DeKalb County, and I'm sure there are a lot of people there looking at those jobs.
Oh, yeah. Thank you all. I mean, we're extremely excited. We've grown a lot in this county in the last 5 years, and we want to keep doing that.
Well,
What would your timetable be on construction then?
So the charter we put together would have us, if all this moves fairly quick, this month, pre-construction starting September and completing next December. And we would hit the market first quarter of 28. We would hire most of that team in 27 and start training them, getting them down to our other locations for some training, so we'd be ready to go.
Great.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, we're excited.
and I know this is the kind of project that the governor has been pushing, that we, focus more on those jobs again as before. The state has also given you some benefits or some
Yes, sir.
economic development incentives.
Yes, sir. Yep. The EDGE and HBI credits, and then a little bit of help on training the new teammates. Yeah, they're very excited as well if we're able to move forward with all this. So we're all pretty excited if we can make this work.
Yes, you will make it work.
We will make this work.
It will be successful, and I won't say that I'm really happy that you beat out Texas.
We are too.
Indiana needs to win one there.
100%. No kidding, right? We can supply the data centers or whatever up here if we need. Thank you, guys. Appreciate your considerations.
All right, thank you. All right, any other business?
Move to adjourn.
All right, and I will second that. All those in favor of adjourning signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same. That motion